Wait. South Africa is far. No matter where in the world you're coming from, as long as it's not on the African continent, we can be sure that South Africa is far from you. It's not exactly your typical quick getaway, and the flight itself is going to test your patience. But here's the thing. South Africa is so worth the extra time and expense. Imagine breathtaking landscapes, epic wildlife safaris, and a culture that's as diverse as it is fascinating. Once you're there, all those hours on the plane will feel like nothing. But before you could enjoy all that, you're gonna need a South African visa. Hey there, poor traveler! I'm Yosh. My partner Vince and I have recently traveled to South Africa, and we can tell you definitively that it is one of the most beautiful countries we have set foot in. It's just wow! There's just so much to see. You'll be so close to nature, it'll feel like you're in a National Geographic documentary. And yes, we had to apply for a South Africa visa prior to our trip. In this video, we're gonna show you exactly how to get one. But before that, we regularly publish informative travel content here on this channel, so if you're new here, please take the time to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell beside it, and select all so you're always in the know whenever we have new uploads. And special thanks to all our subscribers because we have recently made it past the 200,000 subscribers mark. So thank you. There are three ways to get a South African visa. Number one, eVisa, which you can apply for online. Filipinos like us are eligible to apply for an eVisa online, but we chose to apply for a physical visa for two reasons. First, because my friends who tried to apply online ran into problems with the website. If I remember correctly, they weren't receiving any of the email notifications that they were supposed to receive, and were needed to move forward with the application. So they just gave up and ended up applying in person. And they weren't the only ones. It seems like others were also encountering the same problem. Maybe it was just acting up that week, but it seems like the eVisa system has a reputation for being unstable and inefficient. Last year, in the now deleted page on the Western Cape government website, an article stated that 58%, yes, more than half of all the eVisa applications submitted online were rejected or denied simply because the applicant's target travel dates have passed. Meaning, it wasn't really the fault of the applicant. The processing team just wasn't able to process them in time or fast enough. And only 3.2% of the total applications have been granted or approved. This was very concerning for us since we were running short of time and we already paid for some things on our Africa trip. So we didn't want to risk it, and we thought it would be safer to just apply for a physical visa. I'm not sure if the eVisa website is now better, but you can try if you want at your own risk. My second reason is quite shallow. We just wanted an actual physical visa on our passport. Physical visas are getting rarer and rarer these days, so we try to get one if it's an option while they're still available. But the application process for a physical visa is pretty straightforward, so it's nothing too complicated. You just need to gather all the requirements and submit them the traditional way or in person in Manila at VFS. No advance appointments necessary. And yes, South African visa processing is handled by VFS. And another way, number three, you can course your application through a travel agency. You can easily pull a DIY, but in our case, because we were so busy around this time, we decided to course our application through an agency, which is Constellation Travels. Applying via a travel agency can be beneficial for those who don't have the time to lodge their application themselves or those who are based far away from Manila. Yes, there's only one visa application center here in the Philippines for South Africa, and it's located in Makati. So if you're based in the province, it might be quite the hassle to travel to Manila just to 1. Submit your application, and 2. Claim your passport. One of the most trusted travel agencies you might want to consider if you want to hire a travel agency is Constellation Travels. It's a big established agency and an institution in the PH travel scene. They also offer all-inclusive South Africa tour packages, and if you avail of it, visa processing will be included automatically. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Here's how to apply for a South African visa. Step 1. Complete the requirements. This is the full list of requirements for Filipinos applying for a tourist visa straight from the VFS website. So number 1 is passport. It must have at least 2 blank pages to accommodate the visa sticker and at least 30-day validity after the target departure date from South Africa. But please note that Philippine immigration requires passports to be valid for at least 6 months. So make sure you have 6 months validity. Number 2, 2 recent passport size photos. So it must be 35mm by 45mm and must be taken within the past 30 days. That's why they want it recent. Number 3, fully completed visa application form, and the form is DHA 84. Emphasis on DHA 84 because you'll find 2 versions of this form online, DHA 84 and DHA 1738. And yung 84, that's the correct one. You must complete it in block letters and black ink and must have the signature of the applicant, your signature, and your signature on the application form must match the signature on the passport. I will link to the form in the description of this video. Number 5, yellow fever vaccination certificate. Only if the applicant will travel through or stay in the yellow fever belt. So for us, we secured an ICV or an International Certificate of Vaccination for yellow fever, which we got from the Bureau of Quarantine here in Metro Manila. But let's clarify this. If you're traveling from the Philippines or the Americas, Europe, Middle East, you don't need a yellow fever vaccination. You only need this if you're coming from or staying in a yellow fever risk country before entering South Africa. In our case, we would be touring Kenya first before flying to South Africa. But because Kenya is a risk country, we are required to present a proof of yellow fever vaccination. Here are the countries that are considered yellow fever risk. Again, you'll see a link to this page in the description of this video. Number 6, 3 months bank statement certified by the bank and not older than 7 days from the time of application. Again, make sure you get your bank statement within 7 days before you lodge your application. So for example, if you plan on submitting your application on, say, December 7, you should get your bank statement not earlier than December 1. Okay? Number 8, round-trip airline ticket reservation. Reservation only, not actual tickets. No fixed flight arrangements should be made until the visa has been granted. You can get flight reservations from travel agencies, and your flight must be scheduled at least 15 working days before your target flight date. Number 9, proof of hotel booking or accommodation. So that's pretty straightforward. Next, invitation letter from your host in South Africa, and it must be signed. And you'll also need to submit like a certified proof of billing or ID of your host. There's also a note that all supporting documents coming from South Africa should be duly certified by the police in South African Commissioner or Commissioner of Oaths. I think it only refers to documents that will be coming from South Africa. For example, if you have a host or inviter. Next, copy of marriage certificate if you're married. Clear photocopy is accepted, but for verification purposes, you need to have the original version with you when you submit your application at VFS Center. So this was not applicable to us, so we just skipped this. And next is copies of passport bio page. Not sure how many copies dapat, but we submitted 2 copies. Next, original cover letter, and you should sign it. It needs to have your signature. So this is the format that I used. You can just replace some of the items, but the letter should state your name, your passport number, and your length of stay or duration of visit. And your address too and your contact details. It should also mention who will pay for the trip, the outline, and the purpose of your visit. And one more thing, the letter must be notarized. But note that if you're applying via Constellation Travels, they will take care of the notarization. It will be included in the package. And lastly, if you're a foreign passport holder based in the Philippines, you also need to provide a copy of work visa or residence permit here in the Philippines. But this is not applicable to us, so we just ignore this one. There are also additional documents for those traveling with minor dependent children. But again, this is not applicable to us, but just in case it's applicable to you, just follow this link. It will lead you to the list of requirements for those traveling with minors. Once you've got all your docs together, it's time for step 2. Submit your application. If you're applying via a travel agency, just send it to them and they will be lodging your application on your behalf. If you prefer to submit it yourself, here's the address. So my friends did this. They submitted their application on their own, and according to them, you'll be required to leave your gadgets, vape, and power banks outside. There are lockers for rent for 75 pesos. Once you're inside, the staff will check your documents, and you'll also need to pay a service fee, which is 2,180 pesos, cash only. And that's it. Processing is 7 working days, they say. In our case, our application was submitted on July 18 and our passports with visa were ready for pickup on July 26. So that's 6 working days. Special thanks to Constellation Travels for taking care of our South Africa visa application. They also offer South Africa tour packages if you're interested. This is great for those who don't have the time, the energy, or the bandwidth to deal with the whole, planning of a trip and applying for a visa. If you're availing of a tour package, a South Africa tour package, note that visa application is already included. So that's one thing that you don't need to worry about. Get in touch with Constellation Travels through these contact numbers and email address. You can also visit their official website. And there you have it! South Africa is one of the most spectacular destinations we visited, and Cape Town instantly became one of our favorite cities. We'll be publishing more South Africa content soon. If you don't want to miss any of that, make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you're not a subscriber yet, and hit the bell icon beside it and select all so you're always notified when these videos are up. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok. Just search at The Poor Traveler, single L. We also have a podcast. Follow The Poor Traveler Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's all for now. Remember, plan smart, travel safe, and make every trip worth it. Bye!